think I might have backed myself into a corner by making this a monthly thing. In May 2021, nothing happened. Okay, well, some things happened, but it might be problematic talking about them. I think I'm going to have to complain about something. I make these videos to go up on the internet, but the algorithms of YouTube and the rest of social media don't like it when I talk about what I'm now going to call the Nobbly Thing. Got myself something for a visual aid here, got a clipboard, very official. So the Nobbly Thing is this round thing, like it looks a bit like this. So its pen doesn't work very well, it's a bit round, and it's covered in all of these things that look a bit like this. Another bit there. So if you can't tell what that's supposed to be, then good, because then neither does the social media algorithm. But yeah, well, there's this thing that's round and covered in plates like this. So the Nobbly Thing spread worldwide around the end of 2019, and throughout early 2020 it still continues to spread around the world. Although throughout this year we've been rolling out the thing that is supposed to make you immune to the Nobbly Thing. The reason why I've invented my own terminology for all of this is because if I say any of the already existing words relating to this issue that the internet algorithms are already familiar with, then the social media and video sharing platforms, i.e. YouTube, will bury the video and nobody will see it. Unless you subscribe to the channel, in which case you'll see it pop up in your subscriptions page. But why would I want you to do that? So it might be more appropriate to rant about this now in the hope that it might account for the lack of material this month, since the Nobbly Thing is still taking up a substantial amount of news coverage. In May we mostly had coverage on how much the Nobbly Thing has devastated India. At one point they nearly had 500,000 cases confirmed in one day. In fact, the new Indian update of the Nobbly Thing has been running rampant over here in the UK, which is something we've all been concerned about. There was this revelation that the journalist Martin Bashir used deceitful means back in 1995 to secure an interview with Princess Diana.
Over the weekend, Prince William ignored a question about the new interview.
Are you aware of Martin Bashir's apology, Your Highness?
I'm not sure anyone could hear that properly because the journalist was wearing a face mask, so let's roll that clip again. I just love that jumper on you, Wills. Is it new? Actually, I think I might be a bit bored of talking about the royal family now. I had to cover Prince Philip last month, and the Oprah interview the month before that. So, social media algorithms don't like it when I talk about current conflicts that are going on in the news, so I have to be very careful what I'm about to say. Actually, you know what? I think I'll say what I want about this. Now, currently, with everything going on between Israel and Palestine, I personally think that the best course of action is... Right, Tony, when you edit this, you could maybe put a picture of the couple in this story just up here somewhere. We're doing that story about the big celebrity divorce case that nobody saw coming. Okay, Bill and Melinda Gates divorced after 27 years of marriage, which was a great inconvenience to the admin team at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I mean, do we change the name of the foundation or just keep it the same? Do we have to get the paperwork ready for that? Do you think prior to the marriage a prenup was signed? People were finally allowed to hug one another again. Right, is that it? Good. May gave us the Eurovision Song Contest. We didn't get one last year because of the Nobbly Thing. In fact, this year there were still some restrictions in place because of the Nobbly Thing. Like here in the UK, we were restricted from sending over a singer with a good song. They said the best that they could do is have someone with a song that you've forgotten about immediately after you've heard it. This resulted in the UK being the only country not to get any points, which is a bit unfair considering the other countries taking part didn't have any of those restrictions. Germany got to send some kind of children's TV presenter and his risk of an obscene hand gesture sidekick. Ukraine sent over Keith Harris, although he did lose his mind and decide to skin Orville and wear him before going on. Greece had this performance with really high-tech visual effects, maybe even worthy of the kind of thing you'd find on the Kenny Everett show. San Marino, for their song, they got Rick James to come out of retirement. And it probably helps that he hasn't really aged since he did that song with Eddie Murphy in the 80s. In the end, it was Italy that won it. Their song sounded like it could be very easily mistaken for Royal Blood, Led Zeppelin, or the Arctic Monkeys. You know, bands from the United Kingdom.
And the United Kingdom gets 0 points.
To be fair though, the British pop music industry is ashamed of those bands and would never send that kind of thing to Eurovision.
You know, we also got a brief from like loads of Eurovision kind of boffins, and it was like, it can't be in the tempo between 110 and 124 BPM because that's ploddy pop and that never wins, apart from one song. I was like, okay. And the key of C is too happy for Eurovision. So there's like all these kind of rules.
Okay, so now I have some very serious news. In fact, I should have started off with this because it really is headlining stuff. Chris Hemsworth posted a picture on Instagram of himself and his son. And the big news is that some of the people who saw the photo commented that he looks quite muscular there, but doesn't look quite as muscular there. Even his brother, Luke Hemsworth, chipped in to comment on it. Now currently Chris Hemsworth is in the middle of filming Thor 4. He's in the middle of making Thor. And when he has a Thor film coming up, his agent has to schedule a meeting with him to say, "Now Christopher, you're booked to play Thor again in a few months." And Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor, would reply, "Ah yes, there's a big contract somewhere that says something similar." And the agent says, "So, as you know, Thor has big muscles." "Yes, Thor has big muscles," says Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor. "So you'd better go to the gym to get big muscles, because Thor has big muscles. And I need to convincingly portray Thor, who has big muscles, and therefore it would be beneficial for me to also have big muscles. Have you been reading my emails?" "No, I've played Thor before, 7 times plus the odd video game or promotional short." "Ah, okay, so you know the drill." "I know the drill. Work out in the gym full time and restrict my eating to boring foods." "Yeah, and since filming only begins in a few months, we won't tell anyone if you supplement that training with a load of illegal since not even the world's top athletes can get in shape that quickly before a competition, unless they're also on." "I know, I did say I know the drill. I've played Thor 7 times plus the odd video game or promotional short. Eat miserable food from now on until the end of the shoot. Take and work out as a full-time job for a few months to get big muscles on my arms, shoulders, chest, back, abs and legs." Actually, you don't need to have big muscles on your legs. "But Thor has big muscles." "I know, but nobody will see the leg muscles." "Does this smudge?" "It's a bit warm in here." "Why won't anyone see the leg muscles?" "Because Thor wears trousers." "Oh well, that's a relief. I won't need to spend so much time working out after all." "Well, actually you do need to be unrealistically muscular in the upper body, so you're going to have to spend all of that extra time getting extra big arms instead of wasting your time training your legs for the next few months. Because nobody will see my legs. Because nobody will see your legs. Unless you go out wearing shorts and post a picture on Instagram of yourself going for a walk with your son while he's wearing a red cape. Do people ever body shame celebrities on Instagram? No, it's fine, do whatever you like. His legs probably aren't even that skinny anyway. He's just wearing really baggy shorts and it's a funny camera angle. That went on for ages. Sport! Some sport nearly happened in May. There was this big pitch invasion at Old Trafford Stadium. It was an act of protest against the club's owners. I talked a little bit about that in last month's video, although that European Super League thing has by the look of it since been abandoned. That match between Manchester United and Liverpool ended up being called off, and it was the first time a Premier League match has been called off due to unruly fans, which I'm surprised about because football fans do tend to be quite fond of a bit of unruly behaviour. So really this isn't so much sport news as the absence of sport happening because the pitch was already being used. There were some other sports events taking place throughout May, but I can't remember what they were. I've finished.